proposition. I personally haven't seen them ask that before, but it's definitely not something that's off the cards in this game. Oh, we got a masterwork. So Seahorse has created something that's really good quality. So she's created a heavy fur masterwork bed. Let's jump to it and let's have a look at what its inscription says. It's super dark, I know that, but we don't need that. We've just got to click on this. And it says that if it's any animal and stuff, where's the inscription? Where's the artwork? It only says if it's, does it not have artwork on it? Mustn't. That's okay. I guess that makes sense. It is a fur bedroll. So if I click on, say, one of these chairs, should be a masterwork. Here, this one. See here, it's got art. You can click on that, and their artwork can sometimes tell a story. This furniture bears an illustration of the minor celebrity Finn. An image contrasts trouble with poverty. So that's like one of the chairs. Somebody's crafted that. I had one once that had a serene forest, mountain, lake scene with birds or something in it. And I'm like, God damn, can you imagine that kind of a carving in a chair? It's just in amongst all these other basic ass chairs in a dining hall, you know? I do like that they are coming in and eating in here like they're supposed to, because if they don't, they have a little bitch about how they didn't eat at a table, even though there are tables provided. Like, they'll complain about anything. If it's too dark, this area is a little bit dark. This area over here would be way dark at night time. If they have to go out in there, they'll complain about it being dark. And if they have enough psychological things, I think it's needs, that are negative, they'll have a mental breakdown. And then they'll either eat or attack somebody or follow around somebody insulting them nonstop, or they'll just absolutely become unmovable catatonic state where they're asleep for days, and then they'll start complaining that they're starving because they're in a catatonic state. They're very, very fussy little things. But yeah, Weeks is tired. It's coming up to nighttime, so I imagine she wants to go to bed. And apparently she didn't fulfill her recreation during the time she had, so she's unhappy about that. And yes, the place is a mess. They don't like the wooden floors, and whenever there's animal filth, like if I go up here, you can kind of see a little bit of dirt and animal filth and stuff, and I just click off it for a second. If I highlight over it, you can just see down in this bottom corner here, it displays what's happening. So there's animal filth there and dirt. So all these little grey spots here, they're all dirt that needs to be cleaned, or animal filth that needs to be cleaned. And every single spot, if I take off my beauty display, it says that it's -3. And the higher up here I get, there was like 4.4 over here, 4.7. It's disgusting and ugly there. So it makes them unhappy. Now, Chimpanzee's got inspired creativity. This is fantastic, because right now I need him to be making these dusters, and if he's got inspired creativity going on, he's going to make them so much higher quality. He's got a chance to make legendary items. Now, if at the end of the point in time where I need to send them out for this quest, because this quest is, I've got four days left to go, and I really should be shipping them out in the next 2. We've got 14 dusters and we need 20, so we need 6 more made, hopefully in like 2 days, and that's a hell of a thing. So I'm gonna get him up. I know he's not going to be happy about it, but I really don't care. You can stay up 2 weeks. We need this done. I personally don't think we're gonna make it. But I am seeing a couple of people are wearing dusters, so let's just say you guys are not allowed to wear dusters right now, and let's just see how many dusters come out of the woodwork. Let's just watch. Everybody's running away. Oh, he made a masterwork. He made a muffler wool duster of masterwork quality. So if I have enough spare after everybody decides to take off their damn dusters, you see we've got about 3 or 4 people here wearing them. We might actually have enough, and if we do, I can keep that masterwork. And I can either have my people wear it, which will make them really happy, or I can sell it for a lot of money. Let's see. I saw a lot of people take off their dusters. Nitro's still got one. And Nasan and Enyo still got one to come. But they're playing games at the moment, so we'll leave them be. Here comes McLean. He's found one somewhere. What do we got now? We got 18. Woohoo! Those numbers went up. Enyo's still got one on. What are you doing, hun? Making bulk pemmican. Oh, I saw one more come in. 19. What are their qualities? So if I zoom in really close like this, you can see good quality. That's a masterwork. Good, 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 good. Good, excellent. Excellent. Yeah, they're all looking like they're usable. They need to be normal or above. We've got 20. Right. Okay. So mate, you finish up what you're doing. Weeks, you can go to bed now. Let's clear your prioritized work. Go to bed. Chimpanzee can finish his, and then we're gonna caravan. So just need to wait a minute. How much has that got? It's got work left. It's counting down. It's got 30 left. Oh, the animals are starving. Guys, are you not feeding the animals? You're supposed to be. Oh man, that one's down. I'm so glad I made some of these hospital beds. I'm just going to make them all hospital beds right now. Just get out of there. Alright, so once they're in a hospital bed, what will happen is these animals will get tended to by people. And if they're, say, downed at the moment, like that yak is sleeping, but it's in the bed, which means it's in the hospital. That one doesn't have any conditions. What about you? Okay, it's got malnutrition severe. We're ignoring the fact that it's pregnant because that always comes up as a medical condition. But it's currently severe malnourished. So it could miscarry or it could potentially die from having not enough food. But once they're in a hospital bed, my people are supposed to tend to them. So having more hospital beds is really good. Plus, it keeps them the hell out of my clean hospital. Alright, so Chimpanzee went to bed. I'm going to save and I'm going to send them. So now, where is this quest to? We've got 3 days left, so we've got just enough time, and it's not that far down. Okay, so guys, you're coming down here, and we're going to this one next. Because this, actually, you know what? Cancel that. Just had a thought. Let's go to this one. This town. I think they're allies, maybe? I'll just quickly have a look at that. No, they are not. Okay, let's not go to that place. I thought they might be, so we'll just go to there. And we want to go past that little stash as well. So I want to take a few people. Let's take Chimpanzee and his wife. And I put emphasis on that because he cheated on her. And he wants to be with a Nasan now. But that can fuck right off. So he can spend some more time with his goddamn wife. Let's get them a few animals. Because they're just taking dusters. But we've got money. So I want to see what we can bring back. We've got up to 1,000 right now. Maybe a couple more. I'll take it up to about 15. Oh yeah, there's so many layers to this game, honestly. Okay, so we've got 1,572 kilos that they can potentially carry. That's not too much for going out. It's when they come back. And now I know it auto selects roughly what they need. We are only sending out 2 people, so 2 medication, 1 each. I will let you guys just take a couple for the animals, because we are taking quite a number of animals. I normally wouldn't bother, but I can also sell this, and I just pluck these plants literally out of their backyard for free. So easy money in case I need it, just in case. And they sell for 10 bucks, so you know, worth it if they need food. Now they have a fuck ton of rice, because we did really good harvest last year, and they've been collecting some berries, honestly. But I'm going to send them out. We've got 2 people, so I'm going to send them with 4 meals, and you would have seen this just move then. I take it down, it shows how many will rot in 15 days. That's more so kind of to do with the rice, because a lot of like the vegetarian stuff and meat will rot, and a simple meal or a fancy meal, lavish meal, whatever, these little meals, they will rot. But the packaged survival meals and pemmican kind of do not. They will decay, they will become less quality, but they won't completely disappear for a long time. So they're great for travel. So we'll take 4, and we take about 200 of pemmican. Because we have a lot, it's not going to make much difference to the speed that they're moving each day either. So that's fine. They can still forage for berries if I need them to stop somewhere, but they're heavily visible. So their visibility basically means that because I've got so many people or so many animals going out at one time in a caravan, they could get attacked on their caravan route. And the more visible they are, the more likely they are to get attacked. So if I sent, say, 2 people and 100 animals, for starters, getting that out of my camp would just be a friggin' nightmare. They would definitely be attacked, 100% on their trip, because it would probably be at like 150, 200% visibility. Let's grab them some items, because we are going to trade, but I've got to make sure I take the dusters. So they're first things first, I've got to find these dusters. And they're not all made the same, as you can see. Sometimes we've got like 4 of good dusters, but we've only got 1 of normal dusters. Because they're made with all kinds of different materials, they don't stack saying that they're the same thing, which is really frustrating, but I just didn't have enough materials to identify it as one type for all. Now, I will just count this up in a second, because I want to leave that masterwork one. So we've got 2, 5, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay, so they've got more than enough. By the sounds of it, I could actually leave these 2 excellent dusters, but I don't want to risk that just in case somebody picks something up or they're unhappy with like these quality or something like that, you know. Better off just taking the extra. Now, I've made panther fur cowboy hats for summer, and I made the wool talks for winter, but that's a poor quality talk, so I'm going to take that with me. And we're also going to take a really good amount of this silver, just because I have so many animals, and we are going to somebody to trade for once. So let's see, we've got some normal pants that they're kind of getting worn. When they're around about 60% and under, they generally won't put them back on. Usually I'd have a smelter or something that I could burn down clothes, but I don't have that yet. I could build it, I just don't have the electricity for it. Let's see, I brought these home, and I bought that for when I get somebody else that will be a melee person in the future. I'd like to have these axes. They look pretty cool. Look at them. They look sick, you know. Now, the people that I'm going to, hey Grim, welcome back. I could honestly do it for coffee too, but I'm not having a second one after what happened earlier with the making me cough and stuff. Let's see. Rainbow Horn, they might not accept that, so I'm not going to take it. These people, I think, were purple, which are the more advanced tribes. So anything like wood and crappier stuff like that, they're just not going to be that interested in. They might not even buy it. It's best not to take it. Now, I'm not going to take any of these animal corpses because that's just dead weight. I could take something that's like crappy quality that I want to sell in like an urn or whatever, but I don't have a crappy quality one. I have some jade. I'd like to make some rooms with jade again. I used to have these really nice gold and jade beds for my people, and they literally would just like beat the shit out of each other to just get at that bed. I'm going to take their leathers away. Not the cloth. I had to buy that. So, okay, we're going to take a little bit to sell. We don't have a lot, but we do have 4,000 in the money. I think that'll be alright. So we'll send that. Get back into town. And we'll just save. We'll just bring both of the existing saves. Save Nedo. We'll bring Save Nedo 2 up to the same time frame. And the only reason why I'm doing that is because we've reached a point where everything's going okay. And I want to make sure that in case I have to roll back, we're rolling back to an equally good part in the story. And the only reason why I could have to roll back is say my caravan gets attacked on the way there, or for whatever reason we have a massive storm in the space and somebody gets blown up and or dies. In any of those scenarios, I want to be able to try to roll it back, be able to prevent their death, so that we can keep going forwards with a lot of people. That's realistically the only way I've found I can roll forwards with a lot of people. Also, a lot of my animals are starving because, you know, it was winter and for some reason nobody's feeding them. Like, they're in the beds. Look, he's extremely malnourished. Come on. Yeah, there. Look. He's feeding them. Good. That's what you're supposed to do. Oh, finally. And now he's able to get up and walk around. Even though he's still severely malnourished, you know, his needs and stuff are improving. And he kind of needs, if you can just barely see this line here and this line here, we need to keep it between here to keep it in good order. I don't see that on a lot of the animals, not always. Like, that's a panther bringing it. But what's happened with this guy? Yeah, he's got the line too. So I'd say, because they're really hurt at the moment, they're doing their hauling job or rescue missions. Yeah, we need to get these beds made so we can actually have a central animal hospital up here. By the way, this is supposed to be where they sleep. Oh, research finished. Packaged survival meals are finally able to be in production. Yay! I wasn't expecting that to get done today. Let's see. Sterile materials could be really good. My people are supposed to feed themselves, you know? If those animals die, they just go into the food storage for their meals. I don't think I have water source on this map, do I? I've got a little spot there, but I don't think those are big enough to generate electricity. Not really. Probably the best one might be that. Or maybe that. Oh, man, sometimes you just gotta, like, stronghold them and, like, take them into kitchens and stuff like that with, like, you know, their head in your neck. Their head in your arm kind of thing. So they can actually go and do it. Oh, yeah, they're getting ready for the caravan, too. Oh, one of my animals went down. Now they're eating all the food. Oh, my God. Well, at least they're getting fed. That's supposed to be for the trip, you idiots. What about those dusters? Oh my god, oh my god. Okay, these dusters, come on. Prioritize putting them on the hauling animals. We cannot not have the dusters. Don't take them away. I saw somebody take them away. Oh my god, are there dusters in here? There's a lot of dusters in here. Sweet Jesus. No, we don't want to make you forced to wear that. These new ones. I can hear them making it in my ear. Okay, you just stop. You finish making that, and then we stop. Okay, stop. Let's take this down. How many do I have? I was making like 5 of most things. I think that should be fine. We'll just suspend that for a moment because we're gonna have a lot sitting there. Alright, I think they'll have all their dusters on them. I'll check in a second. I'll show you how to check. Save that. So, in my caravan animals, you can click on one who has a little backpack. And you can have a look at caravan. It'll show what's left to load in there. So we have, it's not going to show me the quantity of how many I'm going to have, but it should show me how much is already loaded. That better be a lot. Better be a lot of dusters, people. This is why I pack extra. I do not trust that they have taken all of them when I just saw it drop. However, at least the animals got freaking fed. That's another thing too, is I can make this section, and I will, because obviously I forgot to do that during winter. Actually, it's not going to matter too much because most of the animals are going on this caravan. The rest can starve. It's fine. It's fine. Normally, what would happen, and I forgot to do it, was this little stockpile zone here. I should have changed that over to being that I can put some vegetarian stuff in here, like, you know, some rice and stuff in storage. And because they're not automatically going to take the rice up there, I'd have to temporarily change this to not being able to accept rice, which means any rice that is in here would suddenly get thrown up into that area by my people having to haul it up there. By the way, it's the 7th of April, May. I'm going to start seeding these plots. All of these plots. Have I got them all? Yes. Because I want that to be planted and in season for spring. Because otherwise we're going to have a problem. Let's save that. My little caravan's on the way out, by the way. Look at them go. Nobody's building these yet. What happened? What happened? What just happened? Let's have a look at caravan. All my pack animals are here. Why'd you guys drop it? Yeah, I do play Oxygen Not Included. It's not one of the games that I stream, but I like to play that almost exclusively in sandbox mode. And so like I'll change the areas and stuff like that to have like oh yeah, I'm terrible at it. My partner for some reason can make a sustainable base. I can't. Yeah, my people, what ends up happening is they run out of oxygen production, and then they all start crying and vomiting and soiling themselves and just having a bad time. And it's just like at that point in time, there's nothing you can do to fix it because they're just incapacitated by that point in time. So yeah, I make these super elaborate bases. You know what? That's something I should put a photo up on Instagram of at some point. Of is one of my super elaborate bases that I have, where the only way it survives is by micromanaging it through the sandbox, because there's no way it would survive otherwise. But I did find probably the worst thing about the game is them defecating in the water. Like, I don't know what it is with these little peoples, but like, I'm so glad that in RimWorld they don't soil their water supply. So our caravan's on the way. So let's just quickly save it to caravan. That's when they're headed off. Now out on the world, you see they're on their way. So they'll move each tile at the speed that they were capped by, with how much they were carrying and how many animals and whether or not they can ride any of the animals and stuff like that. We didn't take any that were riding animals. I haven't got any dromedaries yet, and I don't have any horses. I wanted to prevent having horses early game this time because last time my people decided to tame a horse as a pet, called him Avalon, and Avalon got dementia early. So he was constantly walking around in a mental state, which was preventing our caravan from getting sent out all the time, and I kept forgetting that he had dementia. He was also an orange horse, and I freaking hate orange horses in this game. It's like this color. I hate that color so much. And I wanted to slaughter him, but then I realized when I did it, I had to roll it back because my people just went into a psychotic state because I slaughtered a pet that was bonded to somebody. So we stopped that shit altogether this time by not having horses early. Look at them all planting it. You kind of have to be organized with a couple of these games because otherwise, if you stop paying attention, particularly with oxygen not included, like there's so much that can go wrong so quickly. Like the thing that I find is similar, I was thinking about this morning actually. Oxygen Not Included in RimWorld has this little section down here with the speeding up and stuff like that. Oh, he's arrived already. Oh, that was quick. Let's just pause it for a sec and we'll get into that trade. They didn't take all the freaking vests. Shit. Okay, so how long have we got? We've got 2 days. I think I can get somebody out there. Oh my god. You people. Okay, we need a caravan out here right now. We're going to send McLean. He's a pacifist, so he's not going to take a single thing, and we'll take, we've got to take a daytime person. Send Enyo. She's reliable. We're going to need riding animals, so we're taking the thrombos. Like the ones that aren't pregnant. And you guys, all as you're taking is going to be dusters for days. Like literally just pack it in there. Look, there's like 4 there. They clearly did not take enough. Okay, I don't care how many of what quality. Just take them all. That's as much as you can carry. Fabulous. Let's just get rid of this extra medical crap. You can take 1. We don't need that many. And I would say that's too much food for a little expedition. They might get hungry quickly, but the other group had a lot of food, so it doesn't matter. Get out there. Let's go. The other ones are going to have to stay there and just I'm going to have to set them. Where are they? This lot. Can I make you guys rest? I can't. Well, you're going to be hungry pretty soon. Oh, goodness. Okay. So I'm going to speed this up So this is the thing that Oxygen Not Included and RimWorld, I believe, have similar, is you can speed up the time frame. And generally speaking, I prefer not to run the games in this ultra fast mode. I'm more tempted on Oxygen Not Included to do it because, you know, there's times when you're waiting for something to get constructed. A lynx is attacking. Somebody must have hunted. Okay, alright, that's alright. That could be okay. This panther might win. Yes, it won. Now it can snack on it once it dies. Come on, kill it. Kill it. Oh, that's taken forever. Okay, the next caravan's out. Let's quickly just save that. Jesus, die already. There we go. Now it can smack on it. It didn't even snack on it. What a vengeful... Oh, that one's going for it. I was gonna say, what a vengeful dick. Yeah, I know my animals are hungry in the pens. It's what we do. They starve. Okay, so let's keep an eye on this. Because it's coming on to nighttime, so this group might not actually move until the morning. Blood god. You can actually have, in, I believe, the religion edition of this game, you can have sacrifices and stuff like that. If Grim's lurking around in the chat, he'd be able to explain that so much better. Because I know he's had the different packages and stuff like that, and he's had ones where, like, they go to church and stuff like that for, like, various different things. It's pretty cool. I'm not a religious person personally, and I don't think he is either, but like from my perspective, I see religion in games as kind of like unnecessary. I do find like games like Cult of the Lamb and stuff like that to be quite funny and interesting to watch for the purpose of the fact that somebody made a game like that. But yeah, in a game like this, I don't see the point in like following along that kind of ideology. Actually, I think that is the package for it, is the ideology pack or something. Alright, they're on their way, and they're hoofing it. These Thrumbos are really going. Look at them. I'm going to be there so soon. This quest, we're on the last day of this quest. It's going to start counting down soon. Look, it's almost under the amount of time. Once it gets under 1 day, it's going to start ticking it down by the hours. And you can tell my hours in game is down here. Currently at 12 hours. They should arrive by, yep, 13. So it'd be 1 PM for them. Let's merge you guys. Fill the trade. Yes. Quest complete. We've successfully completed that quest, and we should now be buddies with them. Yes, 100%. That's what we were going for, was their goodwill. So let's get you guys to do a trade while you're here. That was the point of sending out extra stuff anyways. They've got, oh, they got a dromedary. I'm gonna take that. That's a female. I haven't heard of Conan Exiles. I'm imagining it's kind of like a similar game, sort of like these sort of things. Do I want them to have simple meals? I'd like them to take some chocolate. It's classified as a recreational thing. When they eat it, they feel happy for a while. So my people, I mean, it was a difficult winter. They can have some. They're always buying components. Even when I don't need it, I'm always buying components. I don't know why. I have to resist for so long. Yeah, no, I almost got into Ark Survival, and I ended up just watching my partner play. I couldn't handle the dinosaur jump scares, honestly. Like, it's 7 Days to Die. I'm already bad enough with like when the dogs appear out of nowhere and scare the absolute shit out of me. They have a lot of steel. This is why I took the animals, is we want to bring back steel and crap. I also don't think I can afford this, but we'll see how we go. Let's take construction and plants, and I'll just work stuff around as I need to. I should have brought some wood. Yeah, I do like watching Ark. My partner had some friends that had a server for a while. And there was a few things about it I just didn't personally enjoy about the game, but it was fun to watch, especially when he didn't notice dinosaurs sneaking up on him, and I did, and I'm just like, do I mention it or do I just watch this play out? And most of the time I just watched it play out. I probably should have mentioned something. But yeah, if Conan's a bit like that, then it would be sort of like the same kind of situation as the same kind of, you know, enjoyable to watch kind of game, but probably not my thing to play. We've got statues and all sorts of stuff. Now, I literally don't have 8.5 grand. I've got 4,000 on me, and so I need to deselect some things. So obviously I can't take the trainers, and I'm not going to be able to take that much steel. So let's just take this off for a second. I can afford that. That's doable, because as much as I love bringing back steel, I really need to have some medicine, and they've got 41 medicine and 5 glitter world medicine. I need that stuff. Let's see, maybe I just don't grab the components and I grab some steel instead. Yeah, I can afford that. So your buddy that normally plays Ark on streams. Oh yeah. I'm thinking I might have seen maybe a video of the Conan. Maybe on YouTube a couple of years ago. I don't remember enough of it. I remember it vaguely, and if I remember it vaguely, it was one that didn't catch my attention for whatever reason, so I wouldn't have continued watching it. There's some games that are like that are just like, they're not bad games in any sense. You know, every game has its value to the right players. However, I was not the right type of player for that game. Yeah. Can I get one more? Oh, that will do it. Okay, we are going home with as much as we can carry. And quite frankly, I don't need to take this chocolate, but they deserve some chocolate. Now, you guys have to get to this stash. So I don't want to take all of yours. So I'm going to do that, but I'm going to split yours. So the thrombos can go home with maybe some of these pack animals. And I'll decide that in a second, but let's grab chimpanzee. No, actually, no, he's going to stay with his wife. We'll take McLean. And he can't attack at all. And I'd like to take these 3 to be able to attack. Let's take the chocolate, and let's take most of this medicine except for 2 of that. Is it warm where you are today? It's actually really cold today for some freaking reason. Like last night, the storms we had here, it was so hot yesterday. Like, it was unbearably hot, and by the evening, like, I had no energy left. And it ended up having this storm at around 11 at night, and the storm was beautiful but terrifying. I ended up turning off all the lights and just watching out the window, and in this area I have not seen so many ground strikes happen so frequently for a very long time. Not since we had like the really big tall trees up over the hill, and this was just down the road, like within a kilometer. These ground strikes were happening. It sounded like artillery fire going off. It was terrifying. It woke up my partner. The cats were traumatized. I'm sitting there eating like my instant noodles in the dark like a creep. And you know, all is well. That's how you spend your Monday nights. So would you say you play a lot of Avalon Online, and that's another one that's very niche, but you've heard about RimWorld, you just haven't seen it until now. Yeah, I've heard about Avalon Online. I don't know if I've seen it, but I have heard of it. Kind of like RimWorld for you. So was it RimWorld? It's a game like that. Love-hate relationships. It's fun but stressful. Yes, I agree with that. It is fun. It is stressful. Like, the amount of times I've sat down and played this game, and I'm like, I'm just going to play for a couple of hours. And it's going to be so relaxing, and I don't have to do anything. And then I spend an hour and a half rolling back my game non-stop. 30 seconds of gameplay, quit, reload the load save, 30 seconds of gameplay, still died, still lost my entire colony. And yeah, I've had it where this game just won't cut me a break. And after an hour and a half, my partner's been like, didn't you say you're coming to bed like 30 minutes ago? Or like an hour ago or something. And I'm like, I still can't win. I'm losing 27 of my people. They're all dying. And I'm just sitting there like about to start crying. And he's like, oh, well, good luck with that. And I'm like, help. I'm gonna grab more of my pack animals. Just me. Oh, they might be able to get home just fine like that, I think. I think they'll be okay. I think McLean and just a couple of pack animals and thrombos. And okay, so you guys go home. Assaulting spree. Nitro's fixated on Amia and he's going to follow around hurling insults because he's in a poor mood. Why are you in pain? You got food poisoning. Well, you guys, maybe if you spent some time cleaning the fucking place, you wouldn't keep getting food poisoning. This is still -5 degrees. Oh Jesus, I gotta buff up my electricity. You can see it flicking on and off. It's not quite working. Let's just lower the target temperature by another. So it's -139 degrees in the freezer, in the cooler. Go for it, people. Get that working. So what seems to be happening is we've got no power here. And why do we have no power? The power is coming in. We only have one built, you fools. Okay, well, the caravan can wait a second. Just pause that. Peoples, I know you're hunting. Do we have the ability to make this? Did this blow up? Is this what's happened? It looks like it's blown up. See all these little, like, specks around here? Building rubble. Okay, so something's blown up. Can we make solar? Can we... Why can't I make it? What's the beef? We've got 45 and we've got 36. Do we not have steel? Is this where the problem is? We don't have steel. Oh my god, is this steel? This is steel, people! Fuck's sake. Alright. Weeks is out on an adventure, so I don't care. You guys, all of you guys, get your ass down here. Can you stop giggling at me, Grim? I know you find this hilarious. They could be having food shortages right as summer's happening. Oh, okay, she won't do mining ever. Apparently her twin will. Okay, can he do mining? He can do mining, but he'd be shit at it, so he can just, like, nope. Okay, so they're at the stash. He's giggling because it's caused chaos, and Grim basically lives on chaos. It's coffee and chaos every day. That's what it is, isn't it? Okay, so we're at a stash, and what's going to happen, or at least what I believe is going to happen, is you see this little box here? It's going to have my items that I came for, which is a stash of goods, is the crafting skill trainer, and the glitter world medicine is going to be inside of there. Coffee and chaos. You should just call that your new motto. So what's going to happen is I'm going to walk somebody over and they're going to unlock this door for me. I'm going to claim that and I'm going to tell them to unlock it. And as I walk over to this, what's going to happen is I believe one of two things. It's either I'm going to get attacked by something that's going to appear along these border lines that are going to ambush me, or an existing type of animal on the map. And since there's like guinea pigs, perhaps several guinea pigs might suddenly catch the scalaria disease and attack me. Now, they're not infected at the moment, but that could happen because there's a few of each type of animal here, if you notice. And if that happens, they'll come to attack me, and my people will have to defend themselves. However, I mean, they're guinea pigs, you know. So we'll find out. Let's see what happens. Let's just quickly, don't put on the beauty thing. Just save it, because it's going to be a raid. Nedo raid. Let's see what happens. Oh, jeez, they're still moving so fast. Is it going to be a raid? It's an ambush. Colonists have been ambushed. Let's see where they are. But what is this? Oh, it's one of those, what do you call it? The little android scythers. Oh, and there's one up here near my animals. Oh, sweet Jesus, that could hurt. Hello, Wolf Protector. Welcome in. I'm just about to get ambushed, and I'm hoping I can take these guys down before they hurt any of my pack animals. I know I just saved it, but I'm gonna save it again, because if I don't, and I have to roll back, I might not get raided by the same thing. I know what I'm getting attacked by this time, and I want it to stay the same thing. And it's an interesting thing that, because they won't always Well, Jesus. Can you move any faster? Take her down, take her down. Also, the psychic shock lance doesn't work on them. They don't work on any of the, what do you call it, the robots? Alright, so he's dead. Nobody's hurt. Where's the other guy? There he is. You gotta go back to being able to attack. Come on, select him again. So Enyo got hurt with that. Oh, they were already ready to attack. Don't mind me, just failing. Okay, so Weeks, what did you get hurt? You got your torso was stabbed, and she will die from that stab if I don't get a medical treatment. So while they're attacking that guy, I'm just gonna put down a sleeping spot just over here. My caravan arrived back home, but this guy's not dead yet. How's he going? He's a mechanoid creature, so he's not gonna like bleed out or anything. We've actually got to kill him. Okay, that's done. Weeks, what is your conditions? 18 hours. Alright, we've got time. Barely. Get in there, and she's going to possibly be healed by Enyo? Is what that looked like briefly? So just allow that. My caravan arrived back home, and I'll come back to that in a second, because they should automatically take them back. Okay, Enyo, do you mind getting off your ass and actually tending to her? Because, you know, she's hurt. Oh, it's auto-saving. I was going to save, but, I mean, I don't fully trust auto-save, let me be clear on that, but, yeah, it will give me another point. And something's on fire. You know what, that's what was on fire earlier, was those fan thingies at my other base. Okay, Weeks, how's she doing? She's okay, she's gonna live, and I have no idea where Chimpanzee went, but nobody decided to walk in here, so, Enyo, you're closest, get in here. Okay, so we've got stuff here now, it's open, it's exposed. Let's harvest some stuff before we head back home. And I could probably take some wood and stuff too, but I think if they just take the berries and they take the medical supplies, I think that'll be enough. I'm just going to get her up, if you'll let me click on her. And can you load that onto pack animal? And Chimpanzee, can you come and load these on the pack animals? All of it. Yeah. So what happens is if I don't pick it up, it will slowly start deteriorating because it's outdoors, because this door's open. Anything where you've got a broken wall, an open door, a bit of roof that's exposed, it's all basically the same thing. This is granite, so it's fine. What is going on? So obviously there's a fire. That's fine though, except for the fact that it took out part of my fence. This is why I have 2 fences for my animals, because if one goes down, my animals are not getting out. Is that steel? That's steel. I'm so easily distracted. We need steel. That's fine. Are you people making these? Or are you just putting them in random places where I don't actually need it? Oh man, power's out in here. Still -5. Do you see these electricity things on them? That means that they're not working. These ones, which have a grayed out one with a bar across, it means that I haven't got them turned on. And that's fine, because right now, indoors is 17 degrees and climbing. But that's alright, we can handle that. These, the vanometric power cells should be producing some power, but with all the lights and, you know, these things, the psychic emanators that make people happy, it's going to be draining more power than that battery can possibly make. And these batteries are the only ones that can produce power on their own. Anything else, basically, you know, you've got to get it and store it. And you see how it's not turning? We have no breeze. Barely moving at all. This is why solar is so critical right now. You people, can you just make it? How much? That needs 100 steel. How much do you need? 100 steel. Is that all one thing, or did you have to select all of those individually? 100. I don't have 100 steel, and I bet you anything they're taking them and they're repairing anything that might be damaged or broken instead of working on this thing that I critically need to get done. Oh, good job putting it all together. I actually don't have that many, what do you call it, icons that I can use when I chat and stuff. I'm very limited to a lot of the basic stuff, because obviously I'm new to Twitch, but I also haven't ever spent any time on Twitch prior to making an account to stream. Just one random Monday a few weeks back. So, when I go to other people's channels and I'm watching something and I want to put one of the reactions I've seen somebody else do, I sit there and I scroll through all the little icons and I'm like, my icons are shit. I know that, like, if I was probably following a few different people and I had, like, some options, it wouldn't be as bad, but I'll get there eventually. I kind of wouldn't mind when I can make my own icons and stuff like that, because I can actually draw. My channel image, I drew her a few years ago. So, like, you know, I'd probably be returning back to that kind of skill level of art anyway, because I haven't drawn for a while. But it's still kind of like I could do that if I wanted to in paint, without too much difficulty. Sheep join. I actually do want sheep in this game because they give me wool and milk. Oh yeah, yes, it's all commissioned. Are you guys gonna come and take the sheeps? The sheeps? Where are they on my list? I have wondered about that. It was interesting. There was there's a lady that does a lot of YouTube videos, and I think she streams on YouTube, not Twitch. And what she does to get her artwork is she has a Discord server. Oh, my caravan's been detected. So if I don't remove them from their location within 2.8 days, they're going to get another wave of mecha hives coming and attacking them. So we've got to get our shit and go. We've still got 2 days, but 2 days isn't that long. You guys only pulled like 3, 4, 5 little medical thingies and a few berries. Good job. Not really. That's sarcastic. Fucking slack. Get home. Now. Take all your medicines, everything you harvested. Now, if there's even a lick of steel on this thing, like the steel urn, take it with you. I'm actually going to say take the silers because they're steel. And I could take some chunks. So what happens is these slate chunks, granite chunks, sandstone, whatever, they're basically like boulders. And the idea behind it is that you can turn it into like bricks and you can build things with it, or you can sculpt stuff from that chunk and you can sell it. You can sell the blocks as well, but they're primarily for building. So if you don't have a certain type of stone in your base, or you're running low on a certain type of stone and you don't want to keep mining out your area for whatever aesthetic purposes, and you don't have deep drilling technology yet, you can take boulders and chunks and stuff from other maps where you've stopped a caravan, and you can bring that home as resources. However, each one weighs between 18 and 25 kilos per stone. So it's extremely heavy. I wouldn't mind taking some slate. I know I've got some at home, but I know that if I could carve some granite stuff in the future, that would be great. But I'd only want to take home marble at the moment, so I won't take any. I'll just send them. So one of your robots set your fridge on fire, did it? Yeah. It's definitely a smoker now. Speaking of, I set my breakfast on fire this morning. So I got up and I was really tired because, like, I don't know, it's been a long week. This is the first week going the 4 days back to back, from Saturday through to Tuesday. And so it's been kind of like a bit of a, it's been a bit of an effort because obviously, like, before that I wasn't really doing anything. So I've been trying to get into the habit of get up and eat breakfast, have a coffee, spend some time kind of amusing myself, and then start preparing to stream on the days that I'm streaming. And so this morning I got up and we bought banana bread last night, and I put mine in the fridge, and my partner put his in the cupboard because he likes his room temperature. And I'm like, I want mine to last the whole week, and I get sick really easily from food, so it will preserve better there. So I ended up chucking it in the toast this morning, and I put it on. One toasting wasn't enough, and I didn't want to turn up the toaster because then I'll burn bread next time. So while I was making my coffee, I put the banana bread on, and I'm like, oh, I just need to click it down again, and in a few seconds I'll come back and I'll grab it. I'm standing over there stirring my coffee, mindlessly staring off into the abyss, And I'm like, this is taking a really long time. Like, wait a minute, I'm supposed to stop it. And I ran over there and there was just smoke billowing out from my toaster. The banana bread was 100% black, and my whole lounge room, kitchen, dining area is just covered in smoke, and I had to open the doors and turn the fans on. And I'm like, fuck, I can't salvage that. Toast you can scrape. This was non-salvageable. So I ended up having to throw that one out and start again, which meant that I had to wait even longer to start on breakfast. And I was hungry, and I'm like, I just want to eat. And I didn't mean to set it on fire, but because banana bread's kind of sugary, it burnt really super easy once it got going. And so yeah, my whole house smelled like smoke, which I think is also what affected my throat a bit this morning. But so you lost half your food from your fridge that turned into a smoker, did you? This is RimWorld, this game. So I'll give you a quick tour of the base because I had to change some stuff around last time. So right in the center here we have our hospital wing, where we've got our premium Thumbo for animal beds, and we've got, yeah, I know you're returning, but we've got a couple of people in here that might not have seen everything yet. We've got our marble hospital beds for now. We don't have any steel hospital beds, traditional steel hospital beds. We'll get there eventually, but I have to actually research that, I believe. So where is it? I think it's pretty far along here. Gun turrets, hospitals. Yeah, it's way along. It goes for quite a bit. I have maxed this out really quickly before, and at some point I wouldn't mind taking it down to only one research table, but at the moment I don't have hospital beds researched, so this is the best I get, is very fancy marble beds. So we've got heaps and heaps of batteries, and we've got this sort of recreational sort of room. I know you can add on more research types and stuff like that. My friend has that mod, but I quite like playing the game quite vanilla as it is. Like, I know it doesn't, like, it looks like a lot of research, but it won't take that long to get all this research actually done in the long run. But at the same time, I know that getting in these like last few ones are going to take a bit, because some of them are like 6,000 points and stuff. But yeah, so we've got each power source is on its own grid. So if I select power, my people are back. Each one is on its own corner of electricity. So this one goes out here to a wind turbine, which, come on guys, this wasn't made when I hopped on the game. We still don't have steel. What are you people using it for? You know what? Now has come the time where I need to be able to smelt those. Alright. This wasn't going to happen for a while. I can't put it on this grid because it won't work. So I'm going to have to tack it onto like over here or something. Maybe the top one. This one works a lot. I'll move it later. Is it electric smelter? Extract, yeah, usable metal. Okay, so we're just going to unceremoniously just throw that right there. And maybe a second one, because we want 2 overall. And what's going to happen is if I put it on this line in this area where I want it to be, it's not going to work because we don't have steel to begin with, because of that one piece. Prevents me from getting the power from these 3 wind turbines. Good on it. So each section has its own corner of a power grid, and each section is connected to some turbines, and we're trying to make some solar, which they're still not building because I didn't realize that we were so low on steel. Which, if I had realized that was the problem, I probably would have traded more steel instead of getting the recreational chocolate. But we're just going to make everybody drop everything for the moment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select all my animals. You got to select them by type of animals, so muffaloes and the dromedary, and I'll use my drop everything mod. And now everything's on the ground, and I'm gonna guess that they're gonna go for all these rice and berries and stuff, because most of these animals are pretty malnourished. I missed some yaks. And what's gonna happen is my panthers and possibly my thrumbos are gonna come flying up in here to haul all that to where it needs to be. So I'll just quickly save. I'll get rid of that message that says that they arrived back. So in a second, we should start seeing some panthers and stuff coming from places. Usually a little bit more on the ball. Actually, they're asleep. Is it that time of night? Who knows? Just being slack. Okay, so as you can see, we've got power outages rolling down here because we had an explosion earlier, apparently, that I was not here for. And we're trying to rebuild these urgently, which shouldn't be a problem because we're literally mining steel right next to it. But they keep taking it and repairing other things, which is super annoying. Another type of power that we'll eventually get is we'll harness these steam geysers that are around the place. And that's something that I have to research towards as well, but I don't have that right now. That will be a third type of power, and this is one that's kind of infinite. Once you've got these on it, more of the problem will be the batteries exploding, because they'll have full power without one, being depleted slightly. They'll be maxed, and then they'll blow, and then that power grid will have no power until that section is fixed. So at the moment, we're just working on getting a couple power sources so that when we've got no wind like we've got at the moment, that's completely stopped. So it's useless right now. We've got no power generation and we've got no solar, and it's nighttime, so we wouldn't have had solar, but if we had it, we'd get it through the day. This is trying. As you can see, it's flickering on. And that will be because of our vanometric power cell. We'll be bringing in some power generation. Not much, just a tiny bit, enough to maybe generate enough to keep the lights on in this section at the moment. There's nothing else big on this grid. My air conditioners are off in the base at the moment. It's getting up to 24 degrees. We're gonna need a monsoon because this is a permanent summer map. Even though winter can happen, the summer is like 40 to 50 degrees Celsius, which if you're not Australian or in an area that uses Celsius, that's fucking hot. It's basically in Australia when it hits 50 degrees, that's usually when people send their employees home because it's too hot to work, and it's generally like the power bills skyrocket because just everybody's just trying to be in air conditioning, and if they're not home in their own personal air conditioning, they go and spend their time at the shopping centres, shocking that place up and making that hot instead. Oh yeah, so you don't use Celsius where you are. I think from memory, it's something like over 100 Fahrenheit. It's like 120 or something Fahrenheit, I think. I think. Do not quote me on that. I know it's over 100 at least, because when there was some record heat wave that happened a couple of years ago, and it managed to get to us that like they were having like whatever area was having like over 100 Fahrenheit days and stuff. Yeah, that's when we kind of did the comparison to kind of learn about it. Most shopping malls have nice aircon. The reason why, yeah, that's exactly the point, is if you don't have air conditioning, when it hits 50 degrees in Australia, you have to get out to somewhere it's cold. It's too hot. Literally, you get people dying from the heat. People faint walking from their car to a shopping center because the car park gets too hot. Like literally things will melt inside cars within minutes of the air conditioner being switched off inside a vehicle. Like even just the sun itself, you can get a severe sunburn just sitting in your car. It's pretty bad. Oh yeah, and the tar bloody melts as well on the road. So I don't know if like the whole world uses the same kind of like tar road system that we have here in Australia, but basically like it's like this molten stuff or whatever that sets, and it requires to be very, very hot to become a liquid. So what happens is in some summers when it's hot enough, particularly far up north in Australia, it can get really severely hot, like the degrees that it's going to get in this game in summer. And what literally happens is the ground gets so melty, like your shoes can melt to it. You do not walk on it barefoot or you're going to the hospital, stuff like that. Yeah, asphalt. Well, bit of asphalt and tar in Australia is, we use it as an interchangeable expression, but I don't know if which one we actually use. But I know that like